Hi there. Poutine and Prozac, who I can never point to no matter how many times I try, so I'm just going to vaguely gesture, have a fun craft project to do with your cats that they wanted to share. And they told me I should probably help out with it. So I'm going to help these two share their craft project with you. This is a year-long paw print a month collage. You get a really cool work of art that your cats made and you helped them make. I came up with the idea for this project because I'd lost my cat Zoloft and I was grieving really hard, and when I went to get out some of my holiday decorations, I found a paw print ornament that I had made with him a couple of years ago, and I wished that I had done more things like that with him. Technically, you could start this in July, but January is a great time to get going because that way it's all contained within 1 year. But you know what? You do you. As long as you and your cats are having fun and it's creating some fun memories for you, that's what counts. Let's start by going over the supplies that you'll need, and then I will talk about how to actually carry out the project. I will also share a demonstration with my two dudes about getting one of the paw prints. If you have multiple cats, you're going to need supplies for each of them if you want to do this with each of them. Some of the supplies you can share between cats. There's supplies you're going to need one for each cat. I don't have a loyalty to a particular brand of some of these supplies, but I am going to include some that either I use myself or that they're examples of the type of product that you're going to need or the type of supply that you're going to need. Full disclosure that they are affiliate links, so Poutine does earn a commission if you purchase using them. Legally, it does go to me, but everything ultimately ends up with my cats. At a minimum to do this project, you are going to need 12 one-way ink pads, a 12 by 12 inch square solid white piece of scrapbook paper, which if you are from somewhere that uses the metric system, I'm so sorry, I am too lazy to do the actual conversion. If somebody does want to do the conversion, let me know what that size that would be appreciated. You're going to need one piece of paper for each cat. You'll also need a pen and various toys, treats, or cat drugs. Yes, cat drugs. They are not as shady as they sound. To help your cat get the paw print. Oh, and I guess you'll also need a cat too. So Clean Touch ink pads, if you're not familiar with them, are ink pads that have ink on one side and a film on the other side that doesn't have anything on them. When your cat goes and they put their cute little paw on the ink pad, it presses down and it creates a paw print on the other side, and nothing gets on your cat's paws so they don't get messy. Typically you can get a few uses out of each ink pad. You can use them for multiple cats. A lot of them also come with note cards like these ones that you can get extra paw prints if you'd like. Some of them come with a different color, some of them come with multiple of the same color. But if you can get one of the bigger kits that has multiple different colors, that's going to look cooler. It allows you to get a different color paw print for each month. This is what Poutines looked like at the end of the year, and you'll notice all the different colors that I had. Once you have your supplies, and it's January or whatever month you're starting this in, you can get your first paw print. To get a paw print, you're going to want to take your one-way ink pad. It's usually pretty obvious which side is which. This one has a big red label that says stop on it. I realize it's upside down. This is the side that has the actual ink on it, so this one would go onto the piece of paper. It's important that the surface that the piece of paper is sitting on and that you're trying to do this on is nice and solid. If you try doing it on a couch, it's not going to work. You're going to end up with a crumpled piece of paper. When you get your first paw print, start in the corner, like right here. That leaves you plenty of room for the rest of the year. Towards the end of the year, it does kind of become like a little puzzle where it's like, where is there plenty of room to put the ink pad? This is meant to be a really fun project for all involved, and it's a bonding activity for you and your cat. Because of that, you don't want to force your cat to get the paw print. Actually, it's more fun to just kind of let them walk across it, because sometimes you'll get multiple paw prints, or they may walk across it a few times, and again, then you get multiple paw prints. In other words, maybe not a great idea to just pick your cat up and stick their paw on the ink pad. Now, if you're worried about your cat not doing this, some cats do get a little nervous when the ink pad is there. If you let it sit out for a while, your cat may be curious and just kind of walk across it. Otherwise, you can entice them. Some ideas for enticing them to go across the ink pad include using a toy to get them playing, luring them with a treat. A lickable treat like a churro or some other type of treat is a great idea for this because you can just kind of lead them across. That said, be careful because on one of my cats, I did accidentally dribble a little bit of lickable treat on it one month, and there's now a little see-through area. I look at it as just being part of the art though, so whatever. You can also try drugs, which again, not as shady as it sounds. They're completely safe for most cats. And it's something that it ends up just putting them in a good mood for a little bit, make them be a little bit silly and they roll around. Catnip, silvervine, or valerian root powder are great options for this. Silvervine and valerian root are catnip alternatives that even cats that don't respond to catnip may respond to one of the two of them. Work with your cat. Try a few things. You may have to try multiple different things. By the end of the year, you might be a pro at this. You might not be. It doesn't matter. As long as it's fun and you get a cool result from it, who cares? To give you a little bit of a demonstration of what this looks like, I'm going to cut to me getting my final paw print of my project with Poutine and Prozac. So we're gonna finish off this one with a paw print right in that side. Poutine is here and ready to go. Poutine, that's where I want to put the sheet. Look at how curious he is. Now, oh, he knows what to do. And I'm just gonna put this right here. Once we're done doing this one, then Poutine, oh, there, oh, Poutine. Oh, Poutine, you just barely missed it. Once we're all done with this one, then I'm gonna immediately take it and reuse it. He's gonna probably have to walk over it multiple times. Oh, Poutine, you are so close. Your paws are right there. We might have gotten it. He has an arm print. Poutine. We got it. It's a little abstract, but we got it. It's not the most perfect paw prints, but I'm okay with it. If you're wondering where I got those very fashionable sweatpants shorts, I actually don't remember, sorry. Once you've gotten your paw print, you want to be careful. It kind of defeats the purpose of having a clean touch ink pad for your cat to get their cute little paw on the actual ink while it's drying. Some of the kits say that they take about 2 hours, but I found that most of the time it takes 24 to 48 hours before you actually see the paw print dry. I wrote the date on each paw print, and I also wrote the name of each cat on the back of the piece of paper so then I didn't forget which cat was which. You're going to repeat this same process every month. You can do it on the same day every month. You can do it whenever you remember. You can frantically scramble on the last day of the month if you forget. That definitely happened to me a few times. This is what mine looked like with Prozac, and this is what mine looked like with Poutine. You'll notice that some months, like May, he got kind of creative. Once you're all done, you can take the scrapbook paper and put it in a nice frame and hang it on a wall, or you can put it into an actual scrapbook. Variations on this project are endless. Whatever you do, make something that you're going to use and that is going to be meaningful to you. I want to give you a few ideas of ways that you could modify this, but don't be limited by my suggestions. Get creative. If you don't want to do this as a full year project, you could just do all of the paw prints at once. I would suggest letting them dry a little bit before you do each one, but you could do it a couple days in a row where you could do like a really 16-day power paw print project. You could do a paw print on special days. For example, when you adopt your cat on their first gotcha day, you could get a paw print on their gotcha day. Every year you could add a paw print to that same sheet, and then you'll have a paw print from each gotcha day for the entirety of your cat's life that they had with you. Something you could do it on their birthday as well. Rather than doing one large page, you could do smaller pages. You could do a quarterly one where maybe you do a color based on the seasons, and then you do a separate one for the next 3 months. That would be an easy way to use a smaller piece of paper. Speaking of smaller pieces of paper, you could do one smaller piece of paper per month. If you want to do note cards like the ones that come with the kits, that's perfectly acceptable. Otherwise, you could do an 8x8 piece of scrapbook paper. That would be a fun thing to do if you were actually making a scrapbook. If you wanted to, you could find some die-cut pieces of paper and you could put your cat's paw prints on different shapes and then turn that into some piece of artwork. You could get really paw printception-y, yes, that is a word, and put a paw print on a cutout of a paw print. Whoa! Could do this on a bunch of different other mediums, such as pieces of wood, and turn this into a bunch of different holiday ornaments and make a whole tree decorated with your cat's paw prints. Wow! Amazing. It would be beautiful. I'm imagining it now, and you should probably do it. If you wanted to use clay, you could do a clay paw print each month. That would be fun to turn into little stepping stones that you could put on a wall. I would just not put them outside because chances are the elements would take their toll on it and they wouldn't last that long. If you're feeling really artistic and you have a skill set that I do not have, I'm not good at drawing. You could draw a picture of your cat, or you could draw something from each month next to their paw print. You could also write down memories from each month. That's a fun thing to do where that way not only do you have the paw prints, but you have the memories of each month and what kind of cool things did you do with your cat during that year. It could be something where you just write down simple memories that you really like, because sometimes those simple memories are the things that we miss the most when we miss our cats. It could also be bigger things. I could sit here and list off all sorts of other ideas, but hopefully there's something here that got you thinking, and that you're thinking of a project that you can do with your cats. Even if you just do the basic paw print a month project, you're going to have fun. You and your cats are going to create something together that is going to be so special, and it's going to be a memory that you are going to treasure forever. If you do end up making one of these projects, feel free to share, because I'm so interested in seeing what people come up with. Largely so I can steal your ideas and make them with my own cats.